There are a few people who know celebrities and people in power as well as their personal assistants. They know everything about their schedules, who they're seeing, who they don't want to see, and what they act like when the cameras aren't rolling. Which is why, if you ever get famous or rich, you should make sure you treat your assistant with a ton of kindness and respect. Because right now I'm counting down the top 10 celebrities exposed by their former assistants, here for you on IO. What is good? Welcome back to another InformOverload Top 10. If you thought I was running out of tea to spill, you thought wrong. I'm just getting started, bitch. By the way, I'm Charlie Del Rey, resident shit talker, tea spiller, and queen of potatoes. Nice to meet you, blah blah blah. Subscribe and turn on the bell and follow us on social media. Please and thank you in advance. Starting off our list at number 10, we have Christian Bale. Christian Bale is supposed to be one of the most volatile and difficult people to work with in Hollywood. Bale's former assistant Harrison Chung also wrote a book about his experience working for him, saying that he needed 5 years of therapy to get past his Bale years. Chung says that he witnessed Bale lecturing fangirls about bothering him to the point where these fangirls started crying. When Bale received a fan letter, he told Chung the fan should be eliminated with a quote screwdriver thrust through the eyeball into the brain which prevents any screaming. I guess there's definitely a reason why he got the role of American Psycho. Yes, because he's a psycho, get it? And at number 9 we have Lance Armstrong. Right around the time Lance Armstrong was stripped of 7 Tour de France titles by the US anti-doping agency, his former assistant came forward to expose him in a pretty terrible expose for Outside magazine. Mike Anderson was Lance Armstrong's assistant starting in 2012. He claims that Armstrong returned from Europe with cash stuffed into his pants from races he did under the table. He would avoid World Anti-Doping Agency tests, and while he was at Livestrong events, he would mutter things like, "I hate these effing things." He also left his wife in a very quote cruel and abrupt fashion. And at number 8 we have Anna Wintour. I could not do this list without talking about the most famous example, Anna Wintour, who was exposed by her former assistant Lauren Weisberger. After she graduated from college, Lauren got a job at Vogue magazine as an assistant to the editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Lauren went on to write a book that resembled her experience working at Vogue and Anna Wintour herself very closely. It was called The Devil Wears Prada, and it was a novel about a girl who got an assistant's job at a fashion magazine where she worked for a mean dragon lady editor-in-chief called Miranda Priestley, later played by Meryl Streep. The book and the movie portrayed the editor-in-chief as pretty much the worst kind of boss, emotionally abusive, judgmental, and demanding. Anne wasn't actually too upset about the book or the movie. She did redecorate her office after the movie came out, which was eerily similar to Miranda Priestley's, but at the time she said, I quote, "Anything that makes fashion entertaining and glamorous and interesting is wonderful for our industry." So I was 100% behind it. And I mean, she was played by Meryl Streep, which is pretty much like goals. And at number 7 we have Courtney Love. Courtney is one of Hollywood's strangest characters. We know this from her bizarre relationship with deceased Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, but her former assistant actually sued her in 2012 when she didn't receive payment for the job she'd done. Jessica Labrie had a list of strange job criteria as her personal assistant. She worked for $30 an hour, she was going to receive a full ride scholarship to Yale, her job title was assistant and quote forensic research aide, and she was supposed to get the opportunity to work on a Nirvana biopic. But Jessica claims Courtney Love didn't pay her basic wages. She made her work overtime, didn't pay for the Yale scholarship, and even asked her to do illegal tasks like hiring a computer hacker, and she wanted her to pose as a lawyer. Jessica also told the press that while she worked for her, Courtney Love acted with a quote improper and evil motive amounting to malice or despicable conduct. At number 6 we got Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's former assistant Jennifer O'Neill claims Lady Gaga was nothing short of a monster. A monster who owed her almost $400,000 in unpaid overtime during her 13 months working for her. Jennifer would do everything for Lady Gaga, and she was on duty 24 hours a day. She often wasn't given time off for breaks, meals, or even sleep. The lawsuit states that her duties included ordering Gaga's meals, making sure her outfits were on hand, the quote promptness of a towel following a shower, and serving as a personal alarm clock. For all of this, Jennifer was paid $75,000 a year, which is like, that's not enough. Gaga's assistant before O'Neill, Angela Siemny, also claimed that she would sleep and take showers with Lady Gaga because she didn't like being alone. Halfway there now, at number 5 we got Tony Robbins. 9 former staffers and followers of Tony Robbins came forward with many accusations of sexual misconduct this past year. Kimberly Stokes, who worked as Tony Robbins' live-in personal assistant, had a lot of things to say about Robbins as part of a BuzzFeed expose. She recalls one time where Robbins walked into her bathroom while she was showering and dropped his towel, exposing himself. This wasn't the only time Robbins made a pass at her in this way either. To make matters worse, Stokes was a survivor of abuse as a child, and Robbins knew that. Another former assistant, Kate Ratas, said that she considered seeing Robbins naked as, quote, part of her job, but also saw his teachings as life transforming. In at 4 we got Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy was called out by his former assistant Starway for owing him $30,000. Starway said that he worked for Soulja Boy for a total of 5 weeks, and during that time period he did everything for him. He lived with him in his house the entire time and took care of his day to day. He also says he shot around 15 music videos for him, which he was never paid for. It seems like Soulja took this guy for a bit of a ride. He does have the reputation of being like, I don't know, just like not having any money. He's uploaded photos of fake stacks of money to Instagram for years, and according to his financial advisor, who was also owed money at the time, Soulja hadn't paid him because he only had $1,000 in his bank account. Damn, or should I say, ooh, Soulja Boy up in it, ooh. Guess he's still not making money off of royalties, because nobody likes that song anymore. In at 3 we have Whitney Houston. Whitney's former personal assistant Robin Crawford finally addressed rumors that she and Whitney were in a romantic relationship in a tell-all book, A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston. Crawford was one of the first people to tell Houston's mother, Sissy, about her drug habit. And in terms of their romantic relationship, according to Robin, they were lovers and Whitney was a lesbian. Everyone close to them knew that there was something going on. Whitney's mother, Sissy Houston, was against their relationship, saying it was unnatural for two women to be that close. Even Whitney's husband at the time, Bobby Brown, did not like Robin Crawford. While on tour in 1991, Robin and Whitney would share a hotel room. Yet Whitney tragically lost her life in a hotel room with cocaine in her system. She drowned in a bathtub. In at 2 we got J-Lo. If you work for Jennifer Lopez, she doesn't let you talk or make eye contact with her. Her new assistant job description is as follows. Must have thick skin, be graceful under pressure, resourceful in foreign countries. They must be on call 24/7, be able to change diapers, work on little sleep, and cook if the butler's away. Oh, and this next bit is the icing on the very, very saucy cake. If you're J-Lo's personal assistant, you have to know when it's J-Lo's snack time, even though she won't say when she's hungry. You're expected to have food waiting for her. Okay? Also, according to J-Lo's several former assistants, they weren't allowed significant others or vacations. And at number 1 on our list we have Mariah Carey. Liana Shakanzarian was Mariah Carey's personal assistant for 2 years before her employment was wrongfully terminated in 2017. According to a lawsuit she filed and a 32-page complaint, she was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for both Mariah and her former manager. While she was employed, Mariah's former manager Stella Stoppler subjected her to both verbal and physical abuse, using racial slurs like Armenian whore to refer to her. But wait, there's more. Liana alleges that Stoppler tackled her to the ground and urinated on her multiple times. Liana's lawsuit alleges that Mariah knew about all of this abuse and was even present for much of it, but allowed it to continue. After she complained, she was fired 1 month later. Okay guys, I wonder why anyone would ever be a personal assistant to anyone after hearing about these stories. If you're a personal assistant, I have a lot of respect for you. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. For now, I'm gonna wrap this one up with some comment features. Cutesy Deku said, Happy New Year, Charlotte. Don't tell anyone else, you are my favorite host. Okay, I won't tell anyone. I'm her favorite host. Oop Blondie said, me, clicks on IO video. Also me, goes to the end of the video to see if my comment is there and then goes back to the beginning. I know I'm not the only one that does this, but it's never there. Never say never, my dear, my sweet little spud. Kvass said, yo, this green background just makes you glow. No, that's just my very orange tan. That is it for me, and thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you want more, and I will see you in a future IO video. He would avoid world anti-dopey. Anti-dopey? Anti-dopey. She did redecorate her office after the movie came out, which was eerily similar to She did redecorate her office after the movie came out, which was eerily oh my goodness, I'm just gonna shoot myself today, guys. Liana Shakanzarian was Mariah Carey's personal assistant for 2 years before her employment was wrongfully terminated in now I have to say that name again! Kanzarian. Who's trying to get in?